everyone, Nate Martin here with Autolife 360 Motor Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about this awesome 2020 Kia Stinger. Yes, this is the first Kia I have reviewed. This is really the first Kia performance vehicle. They came out with the Stinger in 2017. First model year production, I believe, was in 2018. And they took a play out of the BMW playbook. This was engineered by one of BMW's former vice presidents, Albert Biermann. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the interior, exterior, and we're going to go for a drive, so stick around. The Kia Stinger was actually designed to look sort of like the Coca-Cola bottle, believe it or not. This is a true Gran Turismo car. It's not the fastest car, but the elegance, the Gran Turismo, the designers wanted a nice sporty car that would flow real well. And you can say what you want. I think the car is kind of a sexy car. I like the curves of it. I like the angles. I know some people don't like it, and that's totally fine. I typically have always preferred the traditional sedan look. However, I know like the Porsche Panamera and some of the other vehicles, Audi is kind of going the sportback or the liftback hatchback style for the rear. All right, let's talk about this interior real quick. You're greeted by a nice, very sporty steering wheel with nice paddle shifters. It's a flat bottom steering wheel, kind of on the smaller side. Behind that, you've got a nice analog speedometer and tachometer with a nice small digital instrument cluster in the middle. And then you've got a nice infotainment screen, probably 6 or 7 inches. Very simple. It's got a European snug feel to it. Not overly complex, but there's definitely a lot going on, a lot of buttons, but at the same time, fairly simple as well. All right, time to go for our drive. I'm gonna kick her into gear. Cruising around here, kind of in the South County area of St. Louis. A nice big parking lot. You know, first thing I notice is good visibility out of the front. It's got a very sporty feel, similar to like a BMW 330 or a Audi A4, A5. It kind of competes in that segment. The visibility out of the rear is not great. It's just got a small little hatch, and so that's something you would have to get used to. But at the same time, it also kind of gives it that sporty feel. Good grip though. This particular model is the all-wheel drive GT. So they've got the GT line, which is the base line. That's the inline 4 with the 255 horsepower. The actual Stinger GT, which is what this is the twin turbo V6, good for 365 horsepower, I think 370 something pounds-feet of torque, so it moves. Here we go. It's definitely got some turbo leg, but man, I tell you what, this thing puts the power down. I think Kia claims 0 to 60 kind of in the high 4-second range, depending on the tires. I've heard different things. I've heard low as 4.6, kind of on the higher side, 4.9 or 5 seconds, and that's probably a little bit conservative, but definitely puts the power down. Like I said, there's a little bit of turbo lag, but yeah, when that power delivers, when that power comes through, I mean, you're planted, which is good. You can tell that it was inspired. It's inspired by BMW. You can definitely, I've driven a lot of the German vehicles, Audis and BMWs, and it feels much more like a BMW 330 than any Kia I've ever driven before, I'll say that. real good grip. Very comfortable coming up on a stoplight. All right, we're merging onto the highway here. Give her some gas. It's definitely got some real nice cornering. Picks up speed real quick getting onto the highway. Before they signed off on the Kia Stinger, this car spent a lot of time on the Nürburgring in Germany and also the Korea International circuit. This car went through a lot of development with the engineer, the chief engineer by BMW, to really make this feel similar to a sporty German sedan. And I'll tell you what, that power, when that power comes on, make no mistake that this thing means business. Just cruising here, very comfortable. The cabin is fairly quiet too. There's not a lot of road noise. I mean, there is when you're accelerating. I know there's artificial sound that's pumped into the cabin because it sounds louder on the inside than it is on the outside. I know that. But when you're cruising, it's just a nice, smooth vehicle. Be a great vehicle to take on a cross-country road trip. All right, everyone, that's just about does it for the quick review on the Kia Stinger GT. If you haven't driven one of these, I would definitely encourage you to get out and test drive one of these. They're fairly easy to get your hands on, and Kia is one of those dealerships, very approachable, very easy to talk with and get in and test drive a vehicle. So definitely get in, test drive one of these. I think the Stinger's been out for a couple of years. It's been fairly successful, and a large part of that is the price tag for one of these and the warranty that you get with one of these compared to some of the German vehicles. Very comparable to kind of the base level German sporty vehicles, but definitely cheaper as well. So definitely get over to Kia, test drive one of these if you can, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. So thanks, and I will see you next video. Have a great day.